Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to Hilly Stream on Tuesday night, and we're here for WAOF1. Effectively the season opener, as I've titled it. Although it is technically round two because, well, you explain. Wales with me. Well, explain.
Uh,
Why is it round two?
well,
Well,
the servers didn't work. About half hour before the race started, all the Xbox servers went down. So we've postponed the COTA race and moved everything else back a week.
yeah.
And then,
Um,
yeah,
so we've done that,
and
and so
taken taken
we've
out another
removed.
track.
Yeah, can you remember what track we
Uh,
took out? Which one was it?
no, it was Zandvoort.
Zandvoort. That's right. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, so basically, in a way, it's still the season opener. It kind of is round two, but nobody's got any points, so we'll just carry on calling it the season opener, I think. Um,
Yep.
okay, and
So,
as you can tell, I'm joined by Mr. Whale. So welcome, Mr. Whale,
hello. Thank you.
and he's our league owner, Long Promoters, and he's going to be my first victim. I mean, um, interviewee of the season. So we're going to have a
Uh-oh.
quick chat about the F1 to start with. Then we've got
Okay.
a hilly quiz. Is back. So
Get
we are
in.
back to the quizzes, and
Wait a
I'll
week for
explain all
this.
that when we get to it. So I know we were supposed to be doing it last week, and then Peely was going to be stripping on stream this week, wasn't he? But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
so we've
next
had
week.
to delay him.
Spoiler.
So yeah, right. Okay. Okay. So first of all, Mr. Whale, welcome to the new season. It's finally here.
Yes,
It feels like an age when you're at a season, but then when you
it
look back on it,
does.
it's like it
6 weeks.
just like
Yeah,
yeah.
crazy.
So welcome to it. What first of all, actually, let's ask about the game. So, what are your thoughts on the game? Are you enjoying it?
I am. Um, it started off a bit rough, but then after I don't know 3 weeks, they brought in a new patch for the handling, and since then it's been a lot better. I'm also learning the gears as well now, so manual gears. Just about got the hang of that, but every now and then I sort of forget. But yeah, the game as a whole is a considerable improvement, I would say,
Yeah, I,
personally.
I I'm
But
in
obviously,
absolute agreement. Well, I've made my feelings known on
everyone has
Discord about the game and how much I
everyone.
love it, but
Not everyone agrees with us, unfortunately. But
no,
it
no,
is what
it
it
does
is.
seem to have split the fans of the game sort of down. Well, almost down the middle. Actually, it's slightly on the side of people like it more than
Yep.
dislike, but it's about a 56-44 split.
Mm.
So it's pretty close. But
Yeah.
personally, I think it's a big improvement on last year's game,
Hmm.
and if they make another improvement again next year, then I can't wait for it. So, um, but
Yes.
yeah, so on to this season. We're about to start season 5 of
I know.
WAOF1 already,
Crazy.
which is insane. Um, so first, what's your as a
Certainly.
driver? What's your expectations for this season?
Um. Honestly, looking at some of the people in it, I'll just be happy to beat a few people. Really, I'm not expecting any podiums. Really.
Okay,
Hopefully,
so
Paley doesn't hear me say that because he'll never let me hear the end of it. I think this is a
yeah,
very, very strong. Obviously, Carsey's not even here, and it's still incredibly strong.
yes,
Carsey's
he's
not
on
here
a
this week.
cruise this week, and I think he misses
Yeah,
next week as well, doesn't he? So he's missing the first two
possibly.
races, I think. But
Not
he's
sure.
still be he will still remain championship favourite unless he was to miss any more, really. I think. But
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah. Um, okay, so personal. If you were to set yourself a target for the season, a position in the championship, what would you set?
Ooh, let's go for P6. Why not?
Okay, I think that's realistic, and I think that's a
I was
good
third
target.
last year, I think. So
Yeah, exactly. As
I
you said,
think anyway. Could be
the,
wrong.
the, the pace at the very top is sort of thickened
Yeah.
out a bit, hasn't it? So, but no, I think that's a good target to aim for because I think it's achievable. There's no point in setting targets that are too high that you can't achieve. So I think you can do
Yeah.
that. And your teammate for the season, unlucky for you, is James. So
Yeah.
um,
Poor
um,
me, eh?
in Williams, well, he's been showing some decent pace on this game. I don't think he's having the same
Mm,
enjoyment of the game as we are, but
he's
he is.
absolutely not.
No,
I
but
was
he is
chatting to
showing
him 10
decent
minutes ago.
pace when he
He
does a
is.
spin. So
Yeah. Hopefully we can take on stronger teams. I think Cash, how do you say it? VCarb is pretty strong. Um, there's a few very strong teams, obviously, but I think
yeah,
they're the strongest. They would be
yeah,
my favourites. And then
yeah. So when we did
maybe,
the draw, obviously V Carb Ransdell was a tier 2 driver, I believe, and Paella was a tier
yeah,
3. I think if we had the draw again, Peely would probably move up to a tier 2 driver.
yes,
Based on his
definitely.
recent performances. So yeah, it's difficult moving on to a new
Yeah,
game when you're doing a draw. With usually the second draw for the second season on the game is probably more accurate, I guess. But we'll do
yeah,
our best based on what we know. So
yep.
okay, so we best move on because I'm what is it? It's already 56 now. And there's 2 rounds to this game.
2 rounds. Oh no.
Yeah, so I want to welcome you to Hilly Fortunes.
What?
So,
Oh no.
so if you haven't worked out
Okay.
already, it is a play on Family Fortunes, okay?
Yeah.
So, but it's Hilly Fortunes. I was toying with the idea, Hilly Fortunes or WAOF1 Fortunes, and I've gone with Hilly Fortunes because all of the answers are provided by my dad. Okay, so
Okay.
Hilly Senior has provided all the answers, which hopefully you're gonna match. Okay, so
Oh
the
no.
first part of this quiz is like the first round of Family Fortunes in real life. Okay, so usually in the first round, 2 people go up to the front, they hit the buzzer, and
Yep.
then one family takes control. So you're effectively the family that's taking control. Okay,
Uh-huh.
and in Family Fortunes, if you remember, you get the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
happen. So
Yeah.
I will be making that noise. I don't have a special thing to make noise. I'll be doing it myself.
Gonna get your
So
buzzer.
it's 3 lives, okay? So on the third one,
Oh
your third
god.
life, that's it. And
Okay.
there is a ranking from easier to harder, okay? So there's 5 answers that
Yeah.
hopefully you'll find. The easiest one, so the most obvious one, will score you 1 point. Then the second one, 2 points, 3 points, 4 points, 5 points for the hardest. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
So here we go. For the first time ever, Hilly
Oh
Fortunes.
no.
Welcome, well. And your question is name something that will make you cry.
Um. Uh. Um.
Lay it provider.
um. So I've got to guess what your dad said.
Yes, basically, yeah. I didn't have time to go out and ask
Oh.
100 people,
Yeah.
so
No. I walk around Sainsbury's. Like, let's go with how do you say it? Bereavement.
bereavement. Okay, yeah, that is there. So I would put that under a banner which my dad said, which was bad news. Okay, and that was
Okay. Yeah.
his
Fair.
second answer, so that one will be worth 2 points.
Get in. Okay.
Okay, next.
Um. Onions.
My dad also said that, and
Get
he
in.
said that one first, so that is worth 1 point.
Get in.
So two out of two so far. Well done.
Oh wow. 3 more. Bloody
The other
hell.
good thing about using my dad for this is that nobody can Google it and happen to find
No, no.
the same thing I've looked at.
Oh. Um. 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 Oh my word, this is hard. Blimey. Being lied to.
Being lied
I'm
to. I
gonna make
don't
you
know.
cry, is
No,
it?
that's a
No. Uh,
that
a
one.
film or a book or
Yes, yes.
yeah.
Um, yeah. So a happy
Get
ending.
in.
Um,
Oh, okay. Oh.
In a film, just to clarify, in a film. So, happy ending in a film or a book or
Oh
anything
yeah.
like that.
Okay.
And that one
Oh,
is worth
bloody
4
hell.
points.
Get in. Okay. Um. Oh my god, this is really
Operator
hard.
also said onions.
Yeah,
James says you're going to carry him. Apparently, I don't. That might
I
make you
think
cry.
I think so. Pain.
Pain. Can you see? Am I live streaming or something? Can you see my
No,
pad?
no, I'm just thinking.
Okay,
I'm sat here
this is
thinking. I'm
correct.
really struggling.
3 points for that one.
There's one more.
Yeah,
Oh
and
my
it is
word.
the final,
Oh my
the
word.
big one. 5
Um.
points.
Oh
If
man.
you get this, I genuinely am going to believe you're cheating somehow. Got some spyware in me mug that you bought me or something
um.
like that.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, oh I don't know. Hilly. Ah.
They're heading into qualifying, and we still got another round to do. So
I think I've done pretty well.
if you want to get through Q1, just let me
Um.
know. So
Oh, someone help me out. Oh, bloody hell.
anybody
Don't
say
know.
anything? No, nobody's
Hopefully.
helping.
God damn it. Um, I don't know, Hilly.
Just say
Ah.
anything.
um, I don't know. Falling over.
Falling over. I think that would come under pain, but that's an
Oh, come on. That's a good guess. Um,
It's not a bad guess. It's just it comes under pain,
um,
really.
um, 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 stress.
Stress. Um,
Oh,
although you
balls.
may be stressed if you had this last one that my dad said. So my dad said that his final answer that my dad said was constipation. So,
I was never going to get that.
no. So you scored a
Come
total of
on.
10 points in the first round.
Get
The
in.
second round, I'm definitely going to have to start this at 45, not 50, each week. Right, okay, the second round is like the final. Okay, so when they go to the final, they get a certain amount of time and they got to quickly come up with something. I'm not going to time you, but
Okay.
I'll try and hurry you up a little bit. Okay. Each of these, if
Okay.
you match the answer that my dad also gave when I asked him the questions,
Yep.
then they are all worth 3 points. Okay. So
Okay.
first one, name a red fruit.
Strawberry.
Ding. Um, name a hat.
Huh?
A hat that you put on your head.
Bucket hat. He's not going to say that, is he? Oh,
No, he said.
oh,
My dad said trilby.
a
Um,
what?
a trilby.
I don't know what that is.
Name an actor that has played Doctor Who.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Um, I'm really bad at these. Oh my God. I
Come
know.
on,
What's his
quick, quick,
name?
quick.
Matt. Is it Matt Smith? No.
Matt Smith.
Yeah.
Eh,
Yeah.
eh.
Oh, fucking hell.
You've got to match my
Okay.
dad, and my dad's sorry, he is 81, so he said John
Yeah.
Pertwee.
Okay. Oh bloody
Okay,
hell.
name an Olympic running event.
100 meters.
My dad said 110-meter hurdles.
Come
Um,
on.
um, the last one,
Oh,
name a queen, or as I actually said to my dad, name a female queen.
Queen Elizabeth.
Queen
The
Elizabeth.
bloody
My dad said
hell.
Queen Victoria. So you only got 3 points
Christ.
in that round. But in total, 13 points, which I
13
think would be
points.
a good score overall. Alright?
I will take it. Thank you very much.
Right, Mr. Whale, thank you ever so much for joining me. I may see you at the. I'll speak to you later on. We just
Well,
don't know.
don't get your hopes up, mate.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. But I've got to get on with the commentary. You've got to get on with qualifying.
Yeah,
So
no
I will
worries.
let you go. But thank you very much for being a good sport and coming doing the first one.
Thank you. Have fun.
All right.
Cheerio.
And you, mate. See you later.
Bye. Bye.
Okay, so that was Mr. Well. Again, thank you to him for coming and having a bit of fun. We are now on the into Q1. Nobody's got any times on the board at the moment, but here is Paella Muncher, who has already started. If you could let me know about the volume, guys. I don't know. Yeah, I do usually have to turn the master volume down. Right, okay, hopefully that should be okay, guys. Let me know if that's too loud or too quiet or whatever, or if it's okay as it is. That would be appreciated. Here's Peely just finished off the second set to 101.191. Heading into this high downforce final sector. Multiple right-handers. You take it as if it's just one long right-hander, really, but it is multiple right-handers, that one. And into the final corner now. Out the final corner, and Paella Muncher gets us underway with a 32.285. Not a bad start. Mamo's just on out lap. Lewis, I think, is next. Chance happens to be called Lewis and just happens to be in the Mercedes tonight, so it's a reserve. So we are missing a few drivers tonight, so Carcy being one of them. So Lewis is one of the reserves. Goes P2 down 33.560. Operator, I think somebody else is crossing the line. There's James, 133.487 on the medium tyres. This is operator on the softs. Opens up at the final corner, 34.2, puts him in P4 for the moment. David, 34.8, just in front of him. Comes Gupta, one of the guys that we will be expecting to have a very solid championship. I think it's backed out his lap somewhere at some point. Had a lot of energy there, so. Is invalidated, one a bit wide there. So we've got Mamo must be coming up now. 32.3 from Mamo, goes P2 behind Paella Muncher. Toby, early doors yet for Toby, and F1 Curly is just coming up towards the end of sector. No, sorry, just finished sector 2 and going into sector 3. I will, at the end of Q1, I will do a prediction for you all to have a bit of fun with. I'll try and keep all these things going through the season and have a bit of fun with them as we go. And I'll do the prediction on Mr. Whale. So that's what I'll try and do each week. When I speak to a driver in the pre-quali interview, I'll try and make sure I do the prediction with them each week as well. So Curly goes P9, just ahead of his teammate for the moment, although Gupta hasn't got a proper lap on the board. King 5 Panda is invalidated. Whale, where is he? He's just started a lap. Toby must be coming round. Toby then, 31.5, goes fastest by 7/10 ahead of Paella Muncher at the moment. So all about just getting through Q1 at the moment, getting into Q2. Don't need to be setting the world light here, as long as you do enough to get through. That's all that matters. Here is Mr. Whale then. 5 Panda, yeah, he's earlier in the lap, he's the one that's set to 1, the McLaren. A couple of changes to teams, by the way, this year. So we've got the Sabres are now on the track instead of Alfa Romeo, and you've got well, it's still the same team, but they've renamed the second Red Bull team to V-Carb. Try and get I'll try and remember to call him now. I never quite sure what to call him. I'll probably call him V-Carb. Okay, 33-0 for Whale. Goes P6 for the moment. JT Gents, just going through turn 1. Let's go to... Oh, Ozers is off track. And round. He should get going before Gent reaches him. Just needs to be a bit worried that McLaren coming around is on a lap. Panda across the line, I didn't quite get to him. Goes P8 on a 33-4. Anybody else? I don't think so. I think we'll just stick with Gent for now. He's used a lot of energy. Yeah, you don't want to be doing that, guys. If they're just FYI, any drivers out there, that so you want to use your ERS across the whole of your qualifying lap, but no, you don't want it to drop below 10% at any point. As soon as you go below 10%, you lose a lot of performance. So that would be automatically somewhere he can improve. Again, he's below 10% again, so he'll lose. He's about to run out of deploy altogether. So automatically, there will be time in this lap for Gent. 34-4. To Mr. Gunner, is he on the lap? He is. On the medium tyres, Gunner looking to get through. 2 other drivers on the mediums. Well, actually, no. James is the only one that's set a lap on the mediums so far, and he's currently up in P5. F1 Pro. He's got a set of mediums on, but he's not set his lap on that because he's got 0 laps on him. Gareth and Minnie, hello! So, Gunnar did not get that one on board, so he must have invalidated. I think he's invalidated at the final corner, so I was looking away from the screen when that must have happened. But he's invalidated the next lap as well. So let's start getting becoming a little bit of a twitchy Q1 now for Gunnar. What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you trying to get my attention? No. Because he's going to play. Oh, don't walk all over the laptop. I'm doing stuff on that. Turn aeroplane mode on. That's it. Airplane mode. There we go. Right. Okay. Switched off. Right. So who am I on board with? Man like Ray as we come through the final sector then into this long series of right-handers and heading up to the penultimate corner, which is a blind left-hander. Just trust your instinct on a turn in is. Just does a little bit of a spin, going around the final corner. Just a little one. Does go P11, just ahead of his teammate. Oh, actually, half a second ahead of that team. What else we got out there? Oh, F1 Pros round. Turn 1. It's quite an unusual one. Oh, it's going to go back round again. Humans do like seeing people struggle, don't they? Unbelievable. Right, who else we got on the lap then? Lewis not improving. Anybody showing improvement? Vati was only just slightly down through sector 2. Currently Sam P12. Good half a second off his teammate who's in a position ahead of him. Oh, that's going to invalidate way too much curb. No good. On to Curly then. Currently It's at P17, so he's in the drop zone. A good improvement through sector 1. Almost a second up through sector 2. Right-hander there, always a little treacherous. Getting on the power, you've just got to ease the power on. You can generally do it quite easily, but just if you have a little stab at the power, it'll spin you around. Ready then, final corner. It's looking like a much better lap. It's a 35.8, so he stays P17, but a big improvement, 1.6 second improvement from his previous lap. On now with the Alpine of Ozers. Comes into the pits, in fact. Rapid on an outlap. Gunnar back out on an outlap. I've got no idea how long's left. 4 minutes. It's the whale. Feeling needs to go back out. Whether that's... I don't think he's at any risk of not getting through Q1, but I think... of practice will be welcome. I'm sure he's not used the new set of tyres for that. That will be, in fact, we can see on our screen 2 laps on those softs now, so use the same set. Which is what Panda's doing, I think. Gent starts the lap. Rapid off, started ahead of him. Yeah, he's just finished sector 1. And through the hairpin now onto the straight, and now. The way is to keep the car over to the right hand side. I want to be riding across these curves, so you can certainly use a lot of curve on the actual corner, of course, but yeah, the outside curve's not particularly, don't really help you in that corner. Nice and wide to the right, use good turn in. Cute turning will give you be able to open the steering up and go into these right-handers. Qualifying line to keep it nice and tight to the inside. Race line sort of lets you drift out a little bit. That's mostly to save tyres. ERS opens, and that's the 32.9 from Rapid. He moves up to P8. So we were on a second ago, gents. Just going through in this final sector as well. Just over a tenth up. Not quite enough to displace David at the moment, but only needs a tiny bit more. David on a lap as well. Well, Zara's in the pits. A few drivers retiring out now in the pits. Half a second improvement from Gent. That jumps him up to P13. We'll see if that's going to be good enough. Retires out, currently sat at P6. Gunnar, 31.9 from Gunnar, that moves him into P2. Good lap, had to do it, had to get one on the board. At that point, otherwise he really was in trouble. There is Ferrari, a fatal defiance. I believe that Alpine was Ozers moving out the way. Yeah, it can't have been Gunnar, so Ozers on that lap. It's going to be interesting in, well, it always is, every year when you move on to a new game, it's always interesting to see which drivers are sort of taking a leap forward or maybe drop back a bit. Fatal, 7/10 improvement, stays P17. But it's very, very close. The actual drop, the actual cut-off is very tight at the moment between several drivers. It is Ozers then. Just realised something else I've done on my audio, which I'll just change a second. Just move that to broadcast. Okay, that should make a difference. I have it on driver for driving because I use cockpit mode, cockpit cam. I have on drivers was a more realistic stand for a driver in the cockpit. It doesn't work on the other camera angles, but does override broadcast if you're spectating. So he's going to get a lovely tow all the way up the straight from his teammate here, Osers. Gunnar playing the teammate game, gets well out of the way. Nicely done. I do think the tow is worth quite a lot of time on this year's game, you know. So 1019 through sector 2 from Moses. That actually puts him around, not far off Mallo's time through that sector. So I think Moses is going to jump up to about P6, P7, something like that. He's a little bit wide. The right-handers, good through the blind corner, maybe a little bit careful perhaps, but it's okay. Over the line, 32.9. Well, he only jumps at the P11 in the end, but up to the final, so he's got a lot of time in that final sector. Here comes Lewis, was down in sector 2, improves slightly. 300ths of a second improvement. That proved vital to keep him in for Q2. Can confirm operator and David will be leaving us at the end of this session. Operator retired out and he's in P16. David in the pits in P19 and the checkered flag is out. So here comes Vati. Improves by 7/10, jumps to P14 and drops Gent into the bottom 5. Fatal not on a hot lap. He's invalidated if he was trying one, but on Curly then it doesn't look like he's going to do it. It's a 4.5 tenths improvement, but will stay P20. So that is it effectively for Q1. So Toby fastest in Q1, but it's not really about the guys at the top in Q1, it's about the guys down the other end. So unfortunately then unlucky to Curly, David, Fatal Defiance Operator and JT Gent, who we lose in Q1. But well done to the likes of King 5 Panda, Vatikaki, Lewis, Whale, Ozers, who will get through. And into Q2. Cat's just run across my laptop again. She didn't turn on flight mode this time though. That's okay. Race director, any instance, just invalidated stuff. Nothing major. Just invalidations really. So interesting. So don't forget we still got Carsey to join. Carsey won't be. So I'm pretty sure he's not here next week. I think he's on a 2-week cruise and he's only on his first week, so I'm pretty sure he misses this race and next week's. Just to let you know the others that we're missing tonight. So we're missing Archie, Wab Stappen and Pink Floyd, or Floyd Pink. And the guys who are reserving tonight, King 5 Panda, Lewis, Man Like Ray and JT Gents are the 4 reserves who are in open night. Just to explain how reserves are working this year, we have changed it. So had a few discussions and had a few suggestions from drivers and a few complaints as well about the way the constructors works and reserves coming in and sort of well ruining it, to be honest. It's not the reserves' fault, they're just coming, filling in and trying to help out and fill the grid and get themselves a race. So but what we've decided to do this year, the reserves have been given their own reserves constructor, so they'll drive for whatever team that they are driving for on the night, but they will not score points for that constructor. So what will happen is the top 2 reserves in a race will score points for the reserve constructor. Okay, any other reserves points won't count to anything. So it's just the top 2 finishing reserves. So you could say they're all sort of battling each other to be one of those reserves that scores for the constructor. But now, if a team is missing a driver for a week, then unfortunately they lose those points. Does feel a bit mean on the driver that is there, but ultimately it's not fair on the rest of the teams that a reserve driver comes in, especially when they're absolutely rapid, which does happen a lot. So you find the absolute rapid guys do look around the leagues trying to get reserve seats wherever they can. So in a way, we're into Q2. Here is Gunnar. Just come up to the final corner. With that rule, as with any rule that we bring in, it will be reviewed at the end of the season. If we feel it worked well, then we'll keep it. If we don't feel it works, then obviously we'll remove it. But for this season, that's the way it's going to be. Just gliding through the first sector. It's a very, very responsive car, doesn't he? And that's where the advantage will be in that first sector, and I suspect in the third sector as well. Not as big an advantage in the third sector, but still an advantage, I would have thought. May make him suffer a little bit in the second sector though, with the long straight. Generally, when you're amending the setup to make your car responsive, it generally comes at the expense of straight line speed. So there's a lot more corners and straights on the track. It seems to be the right way to go, at least in multiplayer mode in a way. The right-handers then into the penultimate corner, and it's pretty decent for Gunnar, I had to say. Looks like he's fighting the car a little bit through the lap, but all in all it looks like a pretty decent lap. I suspect they are the used softs that he used in Q1, so a 32.8 on those softs on the second attempt. Bear in mind the tyre wear around here for a set of softs is pretty horrendous, so that's a pretty good go. 33.6 for a man like Ray. Paella makes sure 33.1. Wales jumps into P2 on a 32.8, only just off of Gunnar. Ozier's 33.9 gets run on the board nice and early this time. And these guys, Kingfied Panda around the final corner. It's Ransdell jumping up to P2 at the time, but Kingfied Panda goes fastest, 32.6. Sabre kick. That's F1 Pro on a mediums, but he's invalidated. Behind him, is it Williams? Yep, it's James. Just heading to the final corner now. Opens up the steering. DRS open. 32.115 goes fastest by a good over half a second. Good first lap from James in Q2. May already be enough for him. Jackie 34.1 is P9 for the moment. Lewis is on the long straight. Mamo might be about to cross the line. So 32.5, slightly slower than he managed in Q1, but goes P2 for the moment. To Lewis. So who'll be next? I've done a couple of races now with Lewis. He's a decent old driver. He's a young lad, and he's not bad. I quite enjoy fighting with him on track, and he's, as all young drivers, he's eager to get past you, but he doesn't go too mad about it, and so I don't mind that. And he's got some good pace about him as well. So 33.1 on the mediums, goes P7 for the moment. He'll definitely be back out in the soft, so F1 Pro also on the mediums. He and Lewis actually good friends, I think. I don't know whether it's in real life or just in multiple servers or what, but 33.2. Congratulations to F1 Pro as well, who I saw in the Discord earlier. He's just joined an esports team, so I've been drafted in, so fair play to him. Something to do with WOR. I don't know all the ins and outs today. I just noticed that he mentioned it in the Discord that he was asked to join. It's quite good. I've done it before, and mine wasn't as big a thing as WOR, but you do get to learn a bit from the sort of top drivers in your teams. So it is good. Well, yes, there is a cheeky prediction, and it will be involving yourself. So we do that. I did actually say I was going to do it at the end of Q1, and then I forgot. What a surprise! So I'm going to go. So as I said, each week I'm going to try and do the prediction on the person who I've spoken to in the interview. So next week it'll be Ayala Muncher. What's going on? I'm going to highlight it. Oh, because it's... Yeah, that's what I highlighted it. So, Will Whale, what a name that would be, Will Whale. You sent that. Love one. Will Whale finish in the top... I think this is very reasonable. I'm going to go Will Whale finish in the top 8. Just to confirm that is in the race. So, I'll pop that in actually. Will Whale finish the race in the top 8. I think that is a very, very fair prediction to start the season off. And what we've got 6.5 minutes left in Q2, so take these off to the Q3. I'll give you the full 30 minutes. I think there's still enough time for that before we actually start the race. So there you go, guys. The prediction is live. Will Whale finish the race in the top 8? Does include 8th position, just to confirm that. Everybody might be wondering. Who'll be on board with? Right, Rapid, is he actually on a lap? No, he's not. So Toby's done a lap. 31.3 for Toby. Rapid's a 31.9. Guys, seen this. Let's get the Ayala Muncher then. Every moment there, that's probably from my side. Just take a moment just to let you know, guys, the Wednesday race tomorrow night is cancelled due to the England-Netherlands semi-final in the Euros. So they'll be back the following Wednesday, and their season will just all be pushed back a week. The Wednesday seasons are shorter than the Tuesdays and Thursdays, so their season will simply be pushed back a week, and it won't be affected again by football. So we must. We've got to support our England. So kind of lagginess here from Ayala Muncher. You see, I genuinely don't think that's me. I do think that's on his side. 32.0 from Ayala goes P4. Should see him through. So man like Ray's invalidated. Lil Gupta leaving it late to get one on the board. Always somewhere at the front. It's Gupta. Slightly very different. Guns at the final corner. DRS just with a little stint to the line. 32.2. It's in P6. Still heading mainly long straight down towards the end of sector 2. Just here around the corner. 101.5. Should put him high up the grid. Certainly somewhere around Ayala Muncher and Rapid. Maybe slightly ahead of them. Into this final sector. Attacks the blind in ultimate corner. Forward okay, 31.7 does indeed go P3. To to F1 Pro. I don't know, is Pro on the that? No, he's into the pits, okay. Keeping it slow. Yeah, so F1 Pro heading down the straight then. Basically just where we picked up with Ramsey as well. Improvement 1019. So that's on target for somewhere around James and P6. James and Gupta should we challenge him. He might, with a really good sector 3, he might be able to push on to Pyel and Rapid. Cross line, doesn't have the best of sector 3s, so goes P9. Down to Lewis, just starting his lap as well, so we are in 8th gear then, heading up to the big left-hander to start the lap. Down to, some will use 3rd, some will use 2nd, then flat out through the right, left, left, maybe a slight lift through that left, and then a slight lift into this right. Keep the car to the right, almost flat through the left-hander, and then down the 4th. The curb, but don't touch the sausage part of the curb, so that's the bit of spin as you. Heading up now to the hairpin, down to 2nd gear. Lewis quickly up to 3rd. Open up the steering, DRS open, and this is where you should keep your car just over the white line on the right hand side there. You should just keep your tyre over there, and as you approach the curb, just come back onto the tyre mark. It's literally, it's one of those little things that gains you a little bit of time. Every little helps. See so often. He's up through sector 2 into this really difficult left-hander, and now flat out through the multiple right-handers. Each one just sort of clipping the curb each time. Move the car over to the right-hand side, ready for the blind left. Throw the car in, trust your judgment, and into the final corner. I don't think anybody knows quite how to take this final corner yet. Seems to be a lot of people using a lot of curb, other people not. So P10 for Lewis, will that be good enough? 32.6, it's going to be tight. Well, improving through sector 1, but there's a lot of other drivers on laps. Right. So, actually, I think we are going to Whale. Just entered the long straight. Loads of curb. You've always done that on the previous games as well, and it's a little bit much curb, but it's a bit. He hasn't invalidated, so he's okay. And it didn't look like he went right across the sausage curb, but it didn't seem to affect him particularly badly at all. So then trust yourself through that blind left-hander. The problem is, if you don't trust yourself and you don't attack it, you'll lose a lot of time when you don't attack it. So Predator 2 puts well into P7. That probably will be enough. So F1 Pro invalidates, and that will see him out. Lewis is not on a lap, so we will be losing him. Man like Ray has seen a checkered flag, so we'll be losing him. It's down to Ozers now. And oh, sorry, F1 Pro isn't out. I thought he was in P11. He's actually in P10. It's all down to Ozers. He was over 8 tenths up through sector 2, but he would still need a lot more through sector 3. Oh, he's going to lose it! Oh, Ozers. Only consolation I can offer to him, I don't think he was on target to make the top 10. But obviously that means he will start in P15. Yeah, I don't think he was on target looking at the time when he spun. I don't think he was going to get ahead of F1 Pro, but F1 Pro will be wiping the sweat away from his brow. makes Q3. I've messed up the final run in Q2. And there we have. What a spread at the moment. We know Toby's going to be up the top somewhere. Gunnar has shown fantastic pace so far on this year's game, and Ransdell as well. Rapid. Peely. I don't think for a second we've seen the best of Gupta yet. But two Williams looking very strong as well. They were pointing towards the V-Carbs in terms of being a strong team, but I think they're looking pretty strong themselves. Instance didn't get to the bottom of the instance, but it doesn't really matter in qualifying. F1 Pro, and you went out there. You did, young man. Just that last run. I think you were in trouble, but I don't think. I think it was going to be close, but I don't think Ozers was quite on target to nip ahead of you. But he probably would have moved up to about P12 or something. But we'll never know. So, into our first pole position shootout of the season, of the game, of the year. Not the year, but of the season. Just having a coffee. And so who's first then? Gunnar is going to overtake. I'm not sure who was that. That was Peely, I think. I think that was Paella Muncher. So it was just 1.2 seconds up, I think. Yeah, which I don't think was quite enough. I think you had to be something like 1.5, at least 1.4. We'll explain maybe why he really attacked and tried to get on the power quickly out of the final corner. I think Ozers will take a bit of heart though from the fact that he was really close to getting into Q3. I know he was worried coming in tonight that he wasn't anywhere near, but he did well in Q1, just ahead of well in Q1, and then very close to Q3. Q3 regular in the second season on the last game. So I'm sure he would have wanted to have started that way on this year's game, but he's really close to it, so doesn't lose heart or anything. So Gunnar heading up to the final corner. That's what line will he take to start the lap. Stays quite wide and then cuts in. ERS open. Nice gap to the car ahead, behind, but staying close enough that if you can stay that close when they get to the straight, you may get a distant toe off Gunnar. Have a massive effect, but it might gain him half a tenth. Very, very nice, just like in Q2, really attacking the first set to Gunnar. Look at well, you could tell he's on a much faster than Paella Muncher behind him, because there's no way he's within range to get a toe now. Nice and right. That's the right wheel on the curb, but doesn't take too much of it. Won't be overly happy with that corner. It wasn't a bad set to 2 at all. Really right-handers and into this blind. So Gunnar just using a bit of the curve. Well, just using the red and white part of the curve, chevron part of the curve. 31.6 from Gunnar is a decent lap. Toby also 31.6, but slightly slower. IL also must have backed out of his lap in order for Toby to have gotten ahead of him, so perhaps he invalidated in sets of 1, perhaps that's why he dropped so far off Gunnar. So the kick, if I can get to him, nope, he's invalidated, that's F1 Pro, Ferrari, Mamo. Through the final corner, that's going to invalidate. It would have been a 32-0. James out the final corner, he goes 31-9, goes P3. Mr. Whale, prediction for the evening. Spotlight driver, should I call him? I quite like the sounds of that. He's a hilly spotlight driver tonight, as Play Elemental will be next week. Over the 2 Williams done. I've not done that deliberately. I've not done it deliberately. Oh no, it's not 2 Williams. What am I talking about? Players in the 3 car, but it's not even deliberately 2 admins in a row. It's just the way it's worked out. Rapid P4. Gupta goes up to P3. And still, maybe is he on a lap yet? Oh no, he's not. No, he's heading to the pits. I think that's it for the first runs, unless somebody's having a second go. Mamo's invalidated in a way. F1 Pro's second sector looks like he is having another go. RSO from 32-2 from F1 Pro, he's in the P7. Whale, no, he's not having another go. So I think everybody back to the pits now. Obviously F1 Pro would be last to the pits, having just done another lap. Unless Mamo goes for another, but no, he doesn't. So back to the pits for Mamo. And we'll be waiting now to see who comes out next. But at the moment, it's advantage Gunnar holds that P1 spot on the these be the sort of banker laps we call them. Back to the pits then, and just the F1 Pro back to the pits, and everybody preparing for their final run. There'll be everybody onto fresh sauce. They'll use the set of tyres that was reserved for Q3. They can't carry over to the race anyway, so everybody onto those for their final runs. Expecting to see improvements all through the field. At the moment, Mamo and Ransdell under the biggest pressure, having not actually set a time on their first runs. It looks like the Ferrari of Mamo is already coming out. So that presumably is in case he makes a mistake on the first attempt. He's got enough time to have a second go. So Mamo P9. Realistically, he's definitely going to be looking at the third place of Gupta at the moment, 31.8. Definitely going to be a target. It certainly wouldn't rule Mamo out of potentially jumping up to P1 if he was to really hammer a lap together. So something to look over here. Here we go then. Let's see what line he takes for the final corner. Seems to be the case. Just hanging the car out wide. Oh! Oh, Mamo! Oh, what's he done? He spun it round out the final corner while looking to start a lap. Oh, he nearly went again then. And that is the end of Mamo's qualifying, because he's certainly not got enough time to get round to the pits and get in for repairs. So if Ransdell as long as Ransdell doesn't do a similar thing and gets the time on the board, he'll start ahead of Mamo. And Toby then is going through sector 1. Fast. Big weight transfer going through those corners in sector 1. He didn't seem to be on the proper line. I didn't see the time, although it flashed up purple on the track map. Say the first time he set was almost certainly would have been with worn tyres. Ad break coming up, so let me just snooze that a second, delay it 5 minutes. Yeah, 2 temps up through sector 2, so he's on target to take the pole position off of Gunnar. And we'll looking it straight across to Gunnar and see how he's getting on. See if Toby finishes the lap. Oh, that's invalidated! Oh, in the penultimate corner from Toby. He's going to have to go again. It's going to be really difficult for him to improve with such a low amount of overtake available to him. Sorry, I've gone the wrong way. Gunnar coming down the straight. There's other drivers in between, guys, but I just simply... Looks like it's a battle for pole between these two. Gunnar just over a tenth up. Slightly down on what Toby's time was through sector 2, but not by much. Literally would have been a couple of hundredths in it, I believe. Really 1-3 from Gunnar, goes quarter of a second faster. Brilliant lap from Gunnar. I'd be amazed if Toby managed to beat that with so little ERS. As well, almost loses out of the final quarter, improves by 9 tenths. He would have lost a little bit heading to the line there, but that puts him in P9. Or keeps him in P9. So Vicar, Paella, he's just under a tenth. P3 for Paella. As things stand, is Toby. He's invalidated again in a way. He's probably trying to throw the car around and make something happen when he had no energy available, really. He's going to have to settle for P2 as it stands at the moment. Might change. James running the final corner. Over the line, 31.5, he goes P2. What a lap from James. And rapid. Over the line, P2. P3 James. Toby drops to 4. Gupta through the final corner now. So you've got 31.393. Misses out on pole by just 11 thousandths of a second. Ransdell into the pits, but he did get a time on the board, so that will mean that he starts P7. Mamo will start in P10. F1 Pro not improving, he's heading back to the pits. So he will be P8. So there we have it, that's the end of qualifying. And who would have thought Gunnar takes pole position in the first race of the season? What a lap from Gunnar. Not just Gunnar. Got P2 at the end there. Expected him to be up there, and he's shown that so close, 11 thousandths, well, 12 thousandths away from pole, as of course he'd have had to have gone slightly quicker than Gunnar to go ahead of him. Rapid at the end there, jumps up to P3. James, P4, fantastic from you guys. Those top four are absolutely brilliant. Toby will be amazed, quite frankly, to be starting P5. You never would have expected that. He may well have been pole if we completed a lap. He was certainly on target through sets of 2, but Gunnar did have very good sets of 3, so I think it would have been close. Peely, P6, Ransdell 7, Pro 8, well 9, Mamo 10. I will be doing a grid sort of countdown on the formation lap, but there we have it, guys. What a fantastic qualifying, and a little bit unexpected, it's got to be said. So there we go, but fair play to Gunnar. Pole position, first race of the season. He looks rapid, doesn't he? Looks very good. So a lot of drivers to be thrown back into the mix as of next week and then the week after, but we'll see if he can continue that. The race start will be at 9:01, guys. I've just seen in Discord, so 9:01. I'm going to take a quick break and grab myself another coffee. I'll be back ready for the race start, so I will see you in a bit. Okay guys, back with you as they get off and underway on the formation lap. Gunnar leads them away, and just do the grid countdown then. So Gunnar will lead us away on pole position. Gupta starting alongside him on the front row of the grid in P2. Rapid and James start P3 and P4, while Toby and Paella Muncher make up the third row of the grid. Ransdell starts P7 with F1 Pro in P8. Whale P9 and Mamo rounding out the top 10 in the Ferrari. Lewis starts P11 with King 5 Panda alongside in 12. The two Haas on the 7th row of the grid, Man Like Ray, Vatikaki. Ozer starts P15 with Gent in P16. Operator P17, Fatal Defiance P18, David 19 and Curly rounding out the back of the grid in P20. So, good night, Dad. Hey, Apple. Long time no see. I need to give you a shout. I need someone to do some comms on Wednesdays. I wasn't going to need to, but I've jumped in. I've had to jump in a car and help with numbers, so if you're still interested in doing some comms on Wednesdays, Apple, I know you can't do every week, but if you'd like to do it when you're available, at least until I could get somebody who could do it every week, then please let me know. In terms of tyres, guys, the whole of the top 10 starting on the medium tyre. We go all the way down to P11, which is Lewis, starting on an alternative tyre, and he's gone for the softs. King 5 Panda, Man Like Ray, both on the mediums, Vatikaki on the hards. Ozer's on the softs, Gent and Operator on the mediums, Fatal Defiance on the hards, David on the softs, and Curly on the mediums. Mediums does definitely seem to be the preferred starting choice. I think the largest reason for that is that the excellent, Apple, that'd be awesome. I'll give you a shout in the Discord in a way. Also, I'm a little bit busy at the moment. So, yeah, I'll give you a shout in the Discord and we'll discuss it then. But here we go. The lights are coming on. Let's go on board with P4. James for the starts. It's a pretty good launch. I think he's going to get ahead of Rapid and have the inside, of course, sort of corner. So, let's just move to the inside there. Mamo moving to the inside of someone, but I think he had to back out of it in the end. And just looking back down the order, I don't think anybody's round. I think everybody's gotten through okay. So, Fatal and Ozers are battling through the sharp turns of sector 1. Well, and King 5 Panda as well. King 5 Panda across. I'm sure he'd have got a warning for that. Whale might have even got a warning on the exit there. Mamo goes past as well, and he's now under attack from Man Like Ray. He's got the inside of the hairpin. Again, well, has to run just slightly off track on the exit. He might probably didn't get a warning for that, but he might have got one for the earlier one. So back up towards the front. So it's Gunnar leading from Gupta. Rapid in P3. Toby's made up 1 to P4. James in P5. Position changes. So Toby up 1, James down 1. Ransdell and Paella, 2 teammates, have switched positions. Lewis up 2, King 5 Panda up 2. The biggest gainer off the start though, Fatal Defiance up 4 places from 18th to 14th. So a really, really good start from the second Ferrari. Already little signs that this group of 4 might just be pulling away. James isn't quite out of the 1 second. DRS, of course, activates lap 2. And don't worry about tomorrow, Apple. There's no race tomorrow because it's the England semi-final. So tomorrow's race is cancelled. It'll be from the following week. So, well, it's look, James is caught back onto the back of Toby, and that means we've got the top 13 all still within a second of the driver in front. A little gap starting to appear between Paella and F1 Pro. In fact, F1 Pro seems to lose a couple of attempts there just through the hairpin, so he's just dropped out of the 1 second, although he's probably got DRS. He has. Lewis to the inside for the overtake. And nicely done from Lewis up to P8, getting the maximum he can out of those softs. As Toby makes his way past Rapid, but Rapid's going to have the inside of the difficult left-hander. So Toby gets a little push off track, but he's not giving up yet. He's still there on the inside. Now we head into the blind corner, and you don't really want to be on the outside of someone in the blind corner. But Rapid runs well wide, makes his way back to the track, but Toby has got the move done, and that's up to P3 as Paella picks up the first penalty of the evening, 3 seconds. So he just needs to forget that now. He's managed to pull a second to the car behind, so he's nicely in the top 7 and in this group. Just needs to forget about that for the moment as King 5 Panda makes the move into turn 1 on F1 Pro and is now up to P9. Some drivers having a really good start to this race. Mamo at the moment not able to make any inroads early doors, but a long way to go, and he may even be having... Well, I think he might have been going to have a look there, but I think he's had a little moment, but managed to save it. It's allowed Whale to come up to the outside of the hairpin, who's going to win the drag race down the straight. They've both got DRS, and man like Ray behind them, 2 of them as well, of course. Just ahead of us, you could just about to see that King 5 Panda made the move. It's man like Ray doesn't make the braking properly and hits the back of Whale. I don't think there's any damage to either car, so I think it's okay. F1 Pro has a go at Lewis at the inside. Lewis leaves bags of room. It was almost too nice, I have to say there. Lewis. And in fact, yeah, look, it's costing another place to Mamo. Could this be early signs that the softs are already beginning to struggle? As I said in qualifying, the softs really struggle around COTA. Now you'd be wanting to get 7 or 8 laps out of them at the very least, really, with a switch to hards to the end of the race after that. And it's just lost out to Whale as well, so I think the softs are probably starting to struggle already. You can see with those as he's 3 seconds off the back of a man like Ray, so I don't think the softs are really up to much at the moment, but we'll keep an eye on that. To the front then. We've got a yellow flag finally. No idea who it is. Is it Gent? I don't know. Truth is, I really don't know who that was. It might have been off-road, so I'm really not sure. Somebody at that point of the track. Just at the end of sector 1, start of sector 2. Gupta and Toby side by side. Just at the end of sector 2 there. Gupta ultimately will have the inside line here, but we saw last time Toby didn't give it up and then went for it through the right-handers, but not with Gupta. Didn't quite managed to do that this time. Last time he tried it, he forced his opponent into a mistake on the blind left-hander, where he ultimately ended up getting the position. And Pro getting past Whale a bit further down. But, this group has just broken away from Ransdell and Paella, who in turn have both gotten ahead of James, but they have a nice healthy 3-second gap over Mamo, who's now up to P8. So now Mamo seems to be moving. I think he was having a bit of a struggle early doors, but he seems to be moving now. Overtake a bit further down the order. JT Gent getting past David into turn 1. David not giving up just yet. Having a little look on the outside. Again, he's another driver on the softs. So I think they're probably already really struggling. And Wozer's what's going on here? No, he's okay. He's just picked up 3 seconds. I think he just lost 2 places. He lost out to Vatikaki and Fatal Defiance there. He's having a little look back at Fatal, but ultimately doesn't get alongside to initiate the move. So backs off. Fatal be pretty happy with his work so far, up 3 places. And Pro a little lock up while going for the move on the inside of Whale, but that just stopped any momentum he had and allows Whale to hold the position, although Whale moved right to the out. Oh, he's gone for the switchback, Whale. Nice little battle between the two of these. Whale will now get the inside for the blind corner. Said before, if you're F1 Pro, you don't really want to be on the outside of someone coming into that corner. It's always going to drift that car out wide and into you, so best bet's if you're on the outside and you're not fully past, your best bet really is to back off, which F1 Pro clearly did there. Just having another look now, look up into turn 1. A man like Ray is all over them as well, waiting for an opportunity. David and Ozers into the pits. Both soft starters. Both have had enough already. Ozers goes to the medium. David goes to the hards. So David comes to the end of this race. I don't think Ozers can get to the end from there. He's going to have to do 2 medium stints. As we can't work. Oops. All over the laptop again. Typing in the chat now. Right. Sorry, let's go back up to the front to have seen these two battling away again. We won't mind them battling behind him. They'll be hurting their tyres. This time, it looks like Toby does get it done, and he's up into P2. So, not the qualifying that Toby would have been after invalidating at the end of his big lap, but he's making it up in the race on the back of Gunnar now, looking for P1. Gunnar, for me, has been absolutely exceptional tonight so far. I hope this continues. Very, very early doors as Lewis is into the pitch. JT Gent picks up 3 seconds. Lewis in, softs come off the car, mediums go on. So it looks to me like there's a couple of drivers looking at a 2-stop today. Which this is one of the it's always been a track where you can potentially 2-stop COTA because it's a very short pit lane. So I think it's about 19 seconds of pit lane, the pit stop time here that you lose. So. Andy Katz jumped on the laptop and just stood there. Off. Just put loads of G's in the chat. I tempted to enter and post that, but no, just delete them. Loads of them. So then, still, Toby follows Gunnar. And whatever happens from here, I think what Gunnar could take away is that he is clearly very, very strong to start this season. See if that continues through the season. I'm sure it will. Toby has a little snap. Not much, but a little. We've got a yellow flag further down. It's a Mercedes. Sorry, it's a Sabre even. How did that look like a Mercedes on the screen? So it's F1 Pro who's gone round. Hopefully that won't be a regular occurrence from him this season. I know he really wants to put his marker down this season, F1 Pro. I don't think he's really got any designs on winning the championship in this season, but that will be something he's looking to for the future. And obviously the first thing he's got to cut out is those little mistakes, those little spins, because they cost you too, especially with the point structure we use. They cost you too many points. The 2 RBs, cards, whatever you want to call them, 5th and 6th, very strong start to the season for them so far. It looks like we're working together, which is absolutely fine. Just to confirm the rule in WAOF1 for that. So you're not allowed to work together if you're not teammates. So if you're considered to have been working together and helping each other out. Just because you're mates in real life or something, then that is penalty worthy. James! Oh, James has had a spin. He's dropped a couple of places. But it's got it going, and I don't think there's any damage or anything. So he may even opt to pit this lap. It's certainly in the territory you could pit to hards. He doesn't though. Does continue on. Certainly in hard tires sort of territory to go to the end. Ideally, you don't want to be pitting this early. You'd rather be getting a few more laps at least out of those mediums, but it's certainly a possibility. Toby has taken the lead of the race, by the way. So now the big question becomes, can Toby actually break away? Quite a different thing, and Gunnar struggling through there and seemingly to be really disrupted by the dirty air. Toby get the RS here, and this will catch him right the way back up to the almost on the gearbox of the Mercedes. Gunnar looked to me there like he was just pulling out slightly out of the slipstream of Toby, just trying to maybe cool the engine a little bit. Still the top four, very, very close. And there Toby has nicked out of the 1 second. Now strategy comes into play. You're going to have to make a pretty quick call at some point here. He's going to have Gupta moving up the inside. Yeah, low on energy, trying to get back within that 1 second. Just doesn't want to panic here. He's absolutely fine as he is. The driver directly behind him's got a penalty now in a way. Absolutely any of these top three could still win this race. As Gupta immediately back into the 1 second. I suspect the RS up the pit straight help with that. Perhaps Gupta decided, or maybe Gupta noticed that Gunnar was struggling and dropping out, so perhaps decided to make the move to get back into the 1 second of Toby before he disappeared. He'd lost the lead the lap before, Sniper, and I think it's just because he was having to use it to try and stay within the 1 second of Toby. So he's just having to use a lot. Let's see, the two Haas on a little battle. Batty getting past man like Ray. Maybe that's a little sign for us that the hards are really starting to come good against the mediums now. Would expect them to at this point. So just about staying within DRS of Toby. Feel that's important. If he wants any chance of winning this race and Toby not to just go away, they do need to stick within his DRS at this point. Just wonder if now Gunnar is in P3. I wonder if faults might start turn into undercutting. Potentially an undercut around a track like this could be pretty advantageous. So you see Gent move up the inside into turn 1 on Fatal. The move basically done before the corner. Nicely done. A little battle going on here as well. Ozer's Curly and David. Ozer's already made a pit stop, of course, so he's trying to make his way back forward and hopefully take advantage of a bit of an undercut on the drivers he was around. But has indeed underfueled. But yeah, well, It might be Sniper, but like me, I seem to gain fuel back every track. I don't have any issues with fuel. I gain fuel back at almost every track, not all of them, but almost every track. Into the pits is Toby. He's acting first. He's being proactive instead of having to react. So on go the hards, which is what you can expect all of them to be doing. But now there is going to be massive reactions to this. They're all, well, I wouldn't be shocked if all of them came in. Where does Toby come out? They will be looking at their track maps to see where he comes out. It looks like he's going to come out just behind James. So, not bad for him. Not perfect, but not bad, because he's going to need sets of one to get some heat into these hards in a way. Which will then just set him up for what should be a pretty straightforward overtake down the straight, you would have thought. I don't think he's going to get held up too much by James through sets of one, so... Ooh, maybe I spoke too early. Yeah, maybe I spoke too early. To already have that much grip over James in sets of one when he's got to get some heat into the tyres. James was happy to let him go, but I think Toby still will have the DRS here. Yeah, he does. I don't think, yeah, so I don't think that was James trying to get DRS. I think he just said, look, you're not my battle. I'm not interested in having a fight with you. If you want to go, go. Guys at the front, if you watch this back, might sort of give James a shout and say, oh, why did you let him go so easily? So into the pits comes Gupta, Rapid, and Gunnar. Pretty obvious, wasn't it? And Ransdell. Peely. Well, Paella Muncher stays out. Paella Muncher will take the lead of the race. On lap 13. Yet to make his pit stop, of course, so not really in the lead, but and as they exit the pits, they will all see Toby going through turn one, having picked up what seems to me like a pretty good undercut. It's about 3 seconds, well, just over 2 seconds the undercut. So he was already ahead, so about 2 seconds for the undercut, and he picked up DRS off of James down the long straight, so that will have helped him. That's what you can do, and that, you would think, is probably the gap that Toby needs to take the victory here, but there's a long way to go. Still just over halfway. Still just over half of this race to go. Yeah, undercut's huge at COTA. It was in the last game as well, because it's just... The tyre wear is so high here that fresh tyres do have a big advantage when you put them on. So Rapid nips ahead of Gupta for P3. So he does have that penalty, but still, you don't worry about it at this stage, because of course Gupta quite easily picked one up himself before the end of the race. So you've just got to carry on driving, really, like you don't have one. Okay, if you start picking up sort of 6 seconds, 9 seconds, then you might start thinking, well, I don't want to affect these guys' races now. But certainly at 3 seconds, you're not gonna think that. As Paella leads a lap, but does come into the pits. So he's going to be close with Vatti, although Vatti, of course, still has to pit. So Vatti's here. This he has gotten out, so actually perfect for Paella. In quite honest, to be quite honest, he's just picked up another 3 seconds there, which isn't perfect, but perfect stop from Paella Muncher. V-carb looking very, very strong. Williams not quite showing the promise that they did in qualifying. James, of course, had a spin. He was actually much higher up. Would be in P7 now, James, but that spin knocks him down. Right, Mamo then. Mamo coming up onto the back of King 5 Panda. Sniper, they can't do that. It's banned in this league. You know this. You're an admin. You're not allowed to work together. Mamo with the DRS down the long straight, gets the move into the left-hander. Whale, he's right on the back of Fatal Defiance, yet to pit, start on the hard, of course. Fatal is the biggest gainer on the opening lap at 4 places. And he's having a pretty decent start. Pretty decent first race so far. Fatal does have a penalty. So, as you can see, lots of drivers have got penalties. I think that might be a bit of a trend this year, or this season. Certainly the first season on this year's game. Doesn't matter if it's mutually beneficial. Ozer's making his second stop then. One of, I believe, 2 drivers trying to 2-stop. And he goes on to hards. That tells you what he thinks of the mediums, that he didn't want to put mediums, his second set of mediums on. This being the other driver, I believe, is 2-stopping. Lewis must be 2-stopping, surely. Very slowly through there. Right then, so Toby is just continued to extend his lead. So, as Sniper said in the chat there, they're going to lose time by battling, but ultimately that's what they've got to do. Gunnar's picked up a penalty. Let's have a look at the position changes so far today. Vatikaki up 7 places, but yet to pit. Other than that, for lots of drivers on 4-place gains. It's not about what I'd rather have, like Sniper, is it? It's about what's allowed. And the rules of the league state that they're not allowed to battle. Sorry, that they must battle. They're not allowed to help each other. Only teammates are allowed to help each other. I've already stated this earlier in the stream. And you as an admin should know that. And you should not be supporting the idea as well. I'm going to tell well. I'm so telling well and User is what you said. And ultimately, a battle's a battle, whatever position it's for, a battle's a battle. It doesn't matter whether it's P1, P2, or P20 or P18 for all I care. Battle's a battle. Snitches get stitches. Not when they're across the Atlantic, they don't. Let's go back up then, just see a bit more of this. Just wondering if there's any way that Ransdell can eke his way in. He's just suddenly gained a load of time. Something's happened for Gunnar. Gunnar's made a mistake. Or something. Something's happened there, because he's dropped 2 seconds back from Rapid. And Ransdell is suddenly 2 seconds closer. Yeah. Such a good start to the season for Gunnar. Let's see something go wrong here. Don't let it, Gunnar. Keep red. Get it done. There's Fatal Defiance finally into the pits. Onto the medium tyres. He'll be hoping to be nice and fast in this stint now. He's going to exit P18. Not far behind Ozers. And he'll go off in chase of the Alpine. Further down, James gets past Lewis. And Whale, so the 2 Williams both make up a place, 10th and 11th now. as I say at the moment, as it stands right now, there's plenty of time for this to change, but as it stands right now, I think Toby probably is heading for my driver of the day, but still 11 laps to go, including the one we're on, so plenty of time for that to change. There are some other drivers. I'll tell you what, David's had a great race so far. So let's keep an eye on him. Although of course he's got a penalty, so he can't get driver of the day when you got a penalty. Not on Tuesday nights anyway. Yeah, well spotted, Sniper. Guts are still in negative with fuel. Fortunately, my eyes are not even close to being good enough to see what it is on his steering wheel, but do you know what? They are good enough, actually. He's got 9.9 laps remaining. So yeah, he needs to make up quite a bit, Sniper. From when that was 9.9 to when he crossed the line with 10 laps to go. No, he's not minus 0.9, no, it's more like minus 0.3. Just not really finding any battles further down. Lewis is coming for his second stop. He's on to fresh mediums, same as Vatikaki. He's another one that's had a very good race today. He's going to get after David. Vati, of course, won driver of the day in the Wednesday race last week. It was a fantastic P6. P7. It's P6 or P7, I can't remember. I think that he may have to concede that he's... Well, I think part of the reason he's not going to be too upset about Rapid going past because he's got a penalty. Everybody around him's got penalties. Toby has picked up a penalty, so he can no longer win driver of the day. Yeah, that's literally what I was about to say, Sniper. So I think he was quite happy to let Rapid go because he can use the DRS off of him and lift and coast into the corners. So let me just have a look. 8.8 over the line. So if my eyes are good, then it's minus 0.22, I believe. So it's not a massive amount. But I don't know what the fuel's like around here generally for him. So he wouldn't have underfueled if he didn't know he could get it back. So but he would have underfueled. Really, he'd have been expecting either a safety car or a virtual safety car to get that fuel back, but that hasn't happened. So as the Williams swap places, James taking the opportunity to gain a bit of ERS back. Well, maybe. The tensions might turn to having a little battle between themselves here to the end of the race. The two Williams, 9th and 10th, not really under any threat from behind. They're not under any threat or under any real illusion they can move forward. So it may be a case now that they've said, right, we can battle each other now. Here, it's Vatikaki looking to make the move on David for P12 at the inside of the hairpin, and he will have DRS as well to help him confirm that position. So David does have a little look back. He's not completely giving up on it, is he? But I think really his attention needs to turn to the fact that Lewis is also on fresh mediums and he's directly behind him. to Lewis then and look at what this is like. So he's catching out the driver while he has much better tyres than the driver ahead. So he knows he's going to be able to get this done. Slightly alongside in the final corner, and he's going to be looking to do this under DRS. Up to turn 1. Doesn't need to use any additional energy. Just kept it on medium ERS, and DRS was enough. So he goes. Gupta retaking P2 on track. And we'll have another look when he crosses the line as to what sort of inroads he's made into making this fuel up. Still on yellow, so he still needs to make more. It has come down a lot though. He's minus points, minus 0.18 across the line that was. So he's made some inroads, but it's only about 0.4. He's still got a lot to do. But again, the fact that the drivers around him have got penalties does make it a lot easier for him. Batty seeing if he can get off after his teammate now. Looks like we've got these two teammates pretty spot on, doesn't it, Sniper? 3 seconds for David. So only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drivers penalty free at the moment. It's going to be a mighty difficult driver of the day to pick, you know, unless we've got a yellow flag. Was that just David slowing down to let his teammate through? I don't know, it seemed like he was a bit far ahead, so he was slowing down to let him through. I'm not sure that would... I can only assume he made an error. Two Williams at it again. Wyle stays off the racing line, allows James back through. Really sure what they're doing because they're not... Doesn't need any energy. They're not making any inroads on King Fly Panda ahead, so I don't think there's... I don't know. Well, that has 9 seconds worth of pens. Oh dear. Oh, who's dropping? David and Ozers. Ozers gets past the first Cyber. Let's turn in. Oh, nearly loses it. Luckily, he caught it. He may well have taken F1 Pro out with him if he'd have lost it there. Just about alongside the rear left of F1 Pro, so he could easily have taken him out, but managed to save it in a way. And David heads to the pits. DRS here for Ozers, but he's not going to get the move here. Going to wait for the long straight. By the looks of it, what's happened to Toby? Well, Toby's clearly made a mistake. And all of a sudden, he's got Rapid and Gupta all over him. Gupta has suddenly just gone massive favourite to win this race. Still yellow on the fuel, so he's still got work to do on the fuel. He really does not want to run out of fuel on the last lap. It slows you down horrendously. We have it on the hard mode for when the fuel runs out, so really will slow him down. Ozers, by the way, has just gotten back past... Oh, he's got past Pro, but Pro's coming back at him. And Ozers, also with DRS, gets it done. And they now have JT Gent all over the back of them. As Pro continues to battle, Ozers now will have the inside. But if Pro could stay alongside... Who that was, I think that was Operator. No, it wasn't. It was Curly. Oh, there's contact! And Ozers round into the wall and very much damage on the front wing of the Alpine. Absolutely no idea who was at fault for that. I didn't really see the incident properly. I just saw at the corner of my eye that there was contact. But, well, you'd have been forgiven for thinking that Toby was clear and was going to win this race, but, well, it's all changed. It's completely changed, and Gupta is huge favourite. As long as he doesn't pick up a penalty, it's, well, you don't really see how he can't win this race from here. A little bit for battles at the moment, guys, but Vatikaki, by the way, has caught and passed his teammate, but he's picked up a penalty, so that rules him out of driver of the day, because he was absolutely definitely in the running. A man like Ray comes back at him. Oh, Vati. Oh no, man like Ray missed the break in and actually ended up running way wide in the corner, so Vati just nits back past. To the leaders then, because this is getting saucy all of a sudden for the race win. So, I don't like to look at the penalties, but I'm reasonably certain that Toby and Rapid have both got 3 seconds, so they are actually fighting for a position here. And Gutsa will be happy, I would assume, just to drive around on the back of them, lifting and coasting into the corners to get that fuel down. And through goes Rapid to take P1 on track, and he does get the car stopped for the corner. I don't want to check the penalties, because if they're different, it ruins it, Sniper. I'd rather think, no, they both got the same penalty. I'm pretty sure they have, in a way. If I check the penalties, it ruins it if they're different. A man like Ray picks up 3 seconds. Well, what an unbelievable day. Our first race this is turning out to be for Toby. I mean, qualified P5, which is just unbelievable. I'm not checking. I don't care if the suspension is killing you. Yeah, Toby qualified P5. Did really, really well to get up to the front. Cleverly acted first in the pit stops and pulled out an undercut, which ended up in the end giving him, well, enabled him to pull out a 6-second lead. And then, from absolutely nowhere seemingly, he's made a mistake and has allowed these guys back in. Sorry, Sniper. I'm not really. I love the fact that it's torturing you. Here comes Toby. Really takes the lead of the race on track. Looks up still yellow on his fuel little light thingy. We'll do a check again as he crosses the line. He must be lifting and coasting. Got DRS and a double toe, so he should be lifting and coasting easily. We'll check again then. Yeah, he's not got much to make up. It's under 0.1. He's on target now, so it will go up a little bit before the line because of accelerating out of the final corner. So yeah, it's 0.06 when he crossed the line, but it will go up along the straight. So he's probably got about 0.08 to make up in total. Let's have a look at positions. Well, Guts ultimately can, if he holds on into the 1 seconds, on the last lap he can drive, like really lift and drive quite slowly through the last lap and still stay within the penalty range. So he's got that in his locker as well. We can have a look. This isn't laps to it in a way. If you're Rapid, Toby would almost invite an overtake here. If I was Rapid, I would gently ease off the throttle. I wouldn't want to be making an overtake here. You want it on the last lap now. Right, Sniper, you absolutely suck. Can't believe you just put that in chat. Delete that immediately. So here we go. Across the line once more. Gupta's fuel light is now flashing red. Because it's gone under a lap, I guess. I would assume. Again, Rapid just happy to be on the gearbox. We've got a yellow flag, and that is a Ferrari. It's the Ferrari of Fatal Defiance. Itself back round and starts going again. So, here we go. It's ultimately... Gonna come down to this straight. Toby's got too much. Toby's got too much, surely. As long as he stays on overtake. Yeah. Way too much. Right, now I will bring up the penalties. So, as you can see it then, guys, Toby 3 seconds, Rapid's got 6 seconds, Gunnar with 3, but not close enough to Rapid. That's a Williams, isn't it? It's James. Oh, he's round for the second time tonight. He's clearly got it going and is absolutely fine. Just got to bring it home in the last lap. It's not going to affect positions at all. Oh, what was that? It's King 5 Panda. And Curly. Okay. Right, in a way, Toby crosses line first, Rapid second, but Gupta, being penalty free, will take the race win at the Circuit of the Americas. Gunnar takes P4, Ransdell P5, Payela Muncher P6. It doesn't look like penalties are going to affect him at all. Mamo P7, King 5 Panda P8. Whale will come home, the first of the two Williams. I wonder if there's contact between him and James. I don't think so. I think James just dropped it. But it did, as I say, it didn't matter in a way. But 9th and 10th, both Williams inside the top 10. Only one of two teams to get both drivers in the top 10 tonight. Haas also doing very well. Vatikaki on penalties takes the P11. Man like Ray, P12. Or he drops the P13 on pens. Lewis up to 12th. F1 Pro, I think ultimately is going to be disappointed. And he's actually going to lose out to his teammate on penalties here. Now, I think David just got an extra 3 seconds at the end, did he? Or was I just looking at it wrong? I don't know. Anyway, oh, man like Ray must have had a lot because he's dropped down to P16. So F1 Pro 13, Gent 14, David 15, man like Ray 16, Ozers comes across the line P17, Operator P18, Fatal Defiance in the end lost out to Operator. Did he pick up damage? I think he did. Yeah, he has got damage. He's lost. Yeah, he's missing quite a lot of his wing. So we'll bring the car home in P19. Curly will finish P20. No retirements in the first race of the season, which is absolutely wonderful. Congratulations to our podium boys, but congratulations to all the runners. Slight extra congratulations to all the drivers that managed to finish penalty free. My initial thoughts on driver of the day is that I'm not really going to have much choice but to award it to Gupta, but I will have a quick look. Don't have many to choose from, and in terms of performance, I think his is probably top. I have been told Lil Gupta uses a female avatar. because it makes his car a little bit lighter. So Gupta wins. Toby did take fastest lap, by the way, with 1:34.492. Let's get him in. Rapid's PlayStation, so I can't get him in. Right, Gupta, Toby, and let's invite Gunnar then. Sorry, Rapid F1, but I can't get you in. I need to sort that out. We'll have to start doing it through Discord or something. So, who we got? Somebody join and then leave.
Hello, Hilly.
Hello. I think somebody joined before you but left again. I can't remember if Gupta does interviews. I've invited Gunnar because I can't invite Rapid. Oh well. Well, let's just speak to you then, Toby, for the moment and see if either of the other two join. Sort of, well done tonight. Congratulations, but commiserations at the same time.
Yeah.
Obviously, I know qualifying wouldn't have gone the way you wanted it to. Started P5 and you invalidated at the penultimate corner,
Yeah.
I think it was.
Yeah.
I think you were on target for pole. I think it was going to be close though, but I think you were probably on target for pole.
Yeah.
But then, so take us through that first of all, and then just into the race as well.
Yeah. I wasn't that annoyed with quali because I knew I had the pace anyway, and then with the first stint, just tried to keep it clean and get into the lead eventually, and then I knew that if I wanted to pull, because DRS is so powerful, I knew that if I wanted to pull away, I would have to undercut. And thankfully, I think I undercut by about 3 seconds on Gupta. So,
Yeah.
and then I was pulling away by a couple tenths each lap, but then out of nowhere, the rear end just goes on me mid corner. I just had no idea why it happened because it was the same line, same throttle inputs, everything. And all of a sudden,
Yeah.
it was alongside me.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I didn't see it. I was watching a battle further down the order, and then I wouldn't have been watching you anyway, 6 seconds up the road. But I was watching a battle elsewhere, and then all of a sudden I saw that the positions were changing at the top, and so I didn't know exactly what happened, but I guessed it was something like that. Just sort of rewinding a little bit to the pit stop. I thought it was quite clever. A track like COTA does carry a big undercut. Generally,
Yeah.
any track like COTA does, so many corners and a big tyre wear as well. So, yeah, it carried a good undercut. I think it was about 2 seconds for you, but I think you got held up a little bit by James on the other hand by being held up. You got DRS down the straight, which you wouldn't have had.
That was the plan. I wanted to sit behind him to get DRS.
Yeah, so I think that probably levelled itself out in all fairness, but yeah. I thought it was clever though.
Yeah, I might.
Think...
There's a chance that I could get my 3 seconds removed because I was side by side with Rapid and I had to go off track and got a warning for it. So it might get removed, it might not. But either way, P2 is still good enough for me.
Yeah. Yeah. I think your decision to pit early as well, because I think Gunnar's mind was probably turning to maybe trying to undercut his way back through, sort of thing. So,
Yeah.
Because he started dropping a little bit. So yeah, I think it was good timing. It was clever. Just not to be in the end. So unlucky in that sense, but still very well done on the result. Gutsa, we come to you. Have you included your audio, bud? Gutsa, hello. He definitely joined.
Yeah, I've got the party open. He's in the party, but yeah, it's not the little ring doesn't light up when he's speaking.
No. Gutsa, do you have yourself muted by any chance? He's definitely not muted on my side.
Yeah.
Oh well. Well, it would have been lovely to speak to Gupta, but
yeah,
it's not working.
I mean, well, he's done really well. Considering that, he didn't think he had that much pace. I said to him before the race, he'll probably come back in the race and get a top 3 or something, which he has done.
Yeah. yeah, so he's won the race, potentially in a way. But yeah, well, we'll have to see what happens with your penalty. But as it stands, I'll take it as it is at the moment. It's good to as
Yeah,
the
yeah,
race winner. He will get my driver of the day as well. I didn't have a lot of people to choose from because the vast majority of the field did pick up penalties today. But I think out of the ones that didn't, I think he was definitely the standout. The other thing I will mention about Gutze, I did notice. It's a shame we can't speak to him, but he was having to lift and coast a lot
Oh,
towards the
was
end of
he?
the race. Yeah, he clearly under fueled. He was yellow all race on his little fuel light, and I could just about, if I remove all the writing from the screen, I could just about see how much fuel they've got. So I could see
Yeah.
on his wheel, and yeah, he was -3, -0.3 with about 7 laps to go, I think it was. So that's make up quite a bit. But yeah, so fair play.
Yeah.
I think that's why he was quite happy just to sort of tow along behind the two of you
Yeah.
and just lift and coast into the
I mean,
corner, sort of
to
thing.
to be fair, when I started with 1.2 laps of fuel and I finished with 1.2. So he definitely, if he drove obviously like he's probably started with like maybe half a lap under. It's
Yeah,
it wouldn't surprise me if he's managed to save it while sticking at that pace.
yeah, that's it. So yeah, I think it does seem to vary between drivers. I generally tend to find that I'm gaining
Yeah.
fuel back every track. Not or nearly every track, not every single track, but most of them. I do seem
Yeah.
to be gaining fuel back each lap, but other people are burning through quite quickly. So I don't know why that is. I've got no idea. Doesn't seem to be assisting because it's people on the same assist and stuff like that. So yeah, I assume it's driving style and stuff, but I don't know. But there we go. Anyway, it looks like that's it for this week. Unfortunately, the prediction was a no this week. So the prediction was will well finish in the top 8. Only 3 people predicted. They all predicted yes, but the answer was no. Nobody said no. So, what do you mean something went wrong? Please try again. Oh, it's not letting me finish it. Why isn't it letting me know? Something's gone wrong with it. Oh no, it's cancelled the prediction, hasn't it? Because nobody put no. Of course it is. There we go. All right then. So, any idea what track we are next week?
I think it's Brazil.
Brasilia.
Oh no, it's Australia next week.
Oh, okay then. Australia. So, yeah, difficult track. Australia. How do you like it?
Um, I don't know. Last game I never did quite well there, and uh, I did a 100% race there a couple of days ago, and it didn't go too well with track limits, and I had some incidents with drivers, and I like got spanned. But yeah, I don't know. I'll have to practice quite a lot, I think.
Yeah. I hope none of them watched the stream that raced with me, but yeah, I did a 100% race at Australia the other night, and I won by 1 minute and 8 seconds.
A
So
minute and 8 seconds.
I did, yes, that's never happened before, and it's never going to happen again. Yeah, lapped up to fourth place. But yeah, that was interesting. It was a changeable conditions. Like it started wet and went to dry. But yeah, I hope none of them watched this. I don't like to brag like that, saying that, but you got to sometimes. It doesn't happen often enough not to. Yeah, okay. Well, Brazil next week then, guys. So join me for that. As I mentioned earlier on in the race, because of the semi-final tomorrow night between Netherlands and England, our Wednesday race has been cancelled.
It's a jither anyway, so
Yeah.
I'm not
Well, it's
angry
all
about
just been moved back a week, so it just means we do it next week instead. Obviously, the Wednesday season is a bit shorter than the Tuesday and Thursday, so we have that little bit of calendar to sort of play with. So there we go. Thursday night, don't forget to join Curly for the Thursday stream, and we are at Hungary this week, so come and join us for that one. Support Hilly and his team. Well, no, not his teammate. He's not there. So just come and support Hilly. Nobody else, please. Just Hilly. And so we'll see you Thursday for that. And as I say, don't forget it is on Curly stream. Anyway, guys, thank you very much Thanks to everybody who's watched along with me. Thanks to everybody who watched the stream back. I really appreciate it, as does the league. I will see you again next week, same time for Brazil. Good night. God bless.